Ta-da! Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Butterfly Square Garden. It's so good to see you. Happy that you came. As you can see from our spread, this is going to be another drawing video, just as we've been doing pretty much every single day. We want to get good at drawing people, portraits specifically, but figure drawing of all kinds. And if you can draw a person, you can draw pretty much anything. But the best book on teaching you how to draw is this one for drawing on the right side of the brain. And then I guess all anatomy is the same, but this book is really good that I've found so far. We've got our colored pencils over here, and then I finally put all of the work that we've been doing for the last couple of days in a binder, so I've got the hole punch, and we've got blah, 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 you can see it. We finally got it all. Do, 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 do. So now we can add to it. I usually don't like to show you guys the work that we've done until after the video for some critique, but I was just excited to say, hey, look, we've got the binder, we've got the hole punch, we've got the extra. We punched some holes in the paper ahead of time, so we're all set. After we work with the books, then we'll do the figure drawing of our own face. But I mean, yeah, if you're here, you've probably seen some of these videos by this point, so you'll know what we're doing. So this lady shows how in a relatively short amount of time you can go from drawing like this to drawing like this. I just love showing off. You can barely see from there to that, from there to that, from there to that. That's when I showed you originally. Doo 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 doo. Ooh, look at that one. That's kind of like Kermit the Frog. To there. So drawing is a global task, just like riding a bike or swimming. Oh my goodness, whatever. I just allowed something on my phone, so hopefully it doesn't ruin everything. So there's 5 basic. Oh goodness, it's setting up my Android on the computer. Oopsies, I had to press the button. Can you hear the blinking? So there's 5 basic skills of drawing. And they're not even drawing skills, they're perceptual skills. So if you want to learn how to draw, this is what I start every single class by saying. That 1, the perception of edges. 2, the perception of spaces. 3, the perception of relationships. 4, the perception of lights and shadows. And 5, the perception of the whole, or the gestalt. And you can see here how they build upon each other. Edges, spaces, relationships, lights, shadows, gestalt. And gestalts just means the first 4 put together. So that almost doesn't even count as one at all. Over here it talks about how the brain is divided into hemispheres, and one side is the dominant mode, which we use every day long, all day long, which is like linguistic, sequential, numeric. But then there's another side of the brain that's like spatial, visual. It's the subdominant R mode that's necessary for drawing. And this book says that the best way to get there, for those who are unfamiliar with it, is kind of to just give the brain a task that the left hemisphere will turn down, like drawing. So if you ever feel frustrated or kind of like, I don't know, mad at your drawing, just know that you need to calm down. Maybe do an exercise to help you cross over, because, you gotta chill. So yeah, all the exercises in this book are based on those 2 principles and aims. First, to give you those 5 skills, and second, to provide conditions to help you switch over. And yeah, so learning how to draw, you learn how your brain works. I'm trying to sum up really quickly everything in this book. What else? What else? What else? So we already talked about these. Let's go straight to the face in the vase exercise. So this is the first one in the book that I really like to use to help you tell whether you're in the right brain mode. And so this one helps you cross over. So we're going to draw one side. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start on the left, and then I'm going to go around the bottom and draw the other side. We're going to do that exercise really quickly as a warm-up, and then we're going to talk about what exactly it was that we did. Um, and yep, I'm not going to show you guys the binder until after class, but goodness, you already saw some of my face vases. A do 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 do. Ooh, I grabbed what color? Purple. It just says purple. I hate when it's boring like that. I want like a royal purple or something. So I'm gonna draw the first side, and when we're doing the other side of the face vase on the second half, what we're gonna do differently is name the parts of the profile, like chin, nose, eyes. You'll see what I mean in a second. So making my box a little smaller so you can see me. I'm starting up top like this, and then I'm going down. You've got the forehead, the nose, the lips, and then the chin, and then it goes down. Oops, I was talking the whole time. You're not supposed to do that. I'll do it on the other side anyway. So chin, lips, nose, and then forehead, hairline. Do 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 do. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, and I realized that I was talking the whole time. You're only supposed to talk for the second half. So pause the video if you have to. I like to do opposite colors when I'm drawing. Pause the video if you have to, and try that experiment, or practice, or exercise, whatever you want to call it. Try it for yourself. It's actually a tricky little exercise because um, it's designed to confuse your brain. So when we're drawing and I asked you guys to say like forehead, nose, lips, chin, neck, when you're doing that, it strongly plugs in like the left hemisphere, which makes things difficult because it's competing with the right hemisphere while you're drawing. Um, so it causes people to like freeze up and be paralyzed because your brain is trying to figure out the solution to the problem. I think that came out pretty good for what I took like literally like 15 seconds to draw that. Yeah, so the author says nearly all my students experience some confusion or conflict while doing this exercise. La la la. Could have made you freeze. Yeah, I already summed that up really well. To sum up, the point of the seemingly simple vase faces exercise is this. In order to draw a perceived object or person, something that you see with your eyes, you must make a mental shift to a brain mode that is specialized for this visual perceptual task. I think we're getting to the point where I can sum it up faster than I can read it out of the book without sounding like a dumbass, because the first couple of times I was tripping over my words, but we're at the point where I can kind of do a good job explaining the process. So yeah, it's a simple exercise, but it's really good for helping you judge whether you're in the right frame of mind or not, because the left brain it can't do this. It gets really upset. So 4/9/2021 is the date with my signature. I've never said that before. La 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 la. Yeah, I mean that came out pretty good. Do we want to compare it to the other ones that we did? Maybe just yesterday's. Do 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 do. This is the one we did yesterday. They're like almost exactly the same. I've noticed that this spot, I always go further in with the nose on the second half. Did I do that with the other one too? Yeah, see, look, I did it here too. But there were these little blips down over here. So, yeah, even for a simple exercise like this, I'm getting better and better. So now I'm putting a little 11 on that. I really should use more stuff. I use a whole page for that exercise, but oh well. So I guess the last thing that I do is I talk about pure contour drawing, which is really good for learning to detect edges. It's just like this guy over here. He's looking at his hands, but okay, so he's looking at his hand over here, and he's drawing on the table, and he's looking at the wrinkles in his hand, those really fine, detailed wrinkles. And when he's drawing, he's not looking at his hand when he's drawing because he's trying to establish that link. So it comes out like a big mess of scribbles, but it's important. It says it's kind of paradoxical because it doesn't make good drawings, but it's the best exercise for effectively and efficiently causing students I'm going to underline this later to achieve good drawing. Even more important, though, this exercise that revives our childhood wonder and the sense of beauty found in ordinary things, because the left brain is really callous when it looks at stuff, but the right brain is like, oh my goodness, that rose is so beautiful, I could shed a tear. Like, you really feel that way sometimes. So set a timer for 5 minutes and try that exercise. Draw the lines, and trust me, you'll get bored and frustrated, but that kind of means you're on the right track because it means that the left brain is like ready to give up. So I say just surrender, relax, like left brain say to the right brain, take the wheel, right brain, I'm done. So that's kind of what we want. This talks about, viewfinders. That's a really good one. Maybe we'll do that one day. Get something like a clear plexiglass or something, and then you can use a dry erase marker and say I'm drawing my portrait. You can draw the exact thing that you see on the transparent, surface with your dry erase marker, and then transfer it to paper. And that makes a really good drawing too. And it's not even cheating. That's like how people learn how to draw. There's some negative space. There's upside down drawing. So I can go on and on talking about this book forever. But I want to move on to the anatomy. So I'm going to close this book. And good job. We got through it relatively quickly. So I always say in the beginning that the study of anatomy has long been essential training for painters and sculptors who want to accurately portray the human form. And it's truer today, more true today than ever. Blah blah. And it says how scientists and artists and doctors they all worked side by side during the Renaissance, dissecting the cadavers to learn anatomy. So that's kind of cool. If you're learning anything medical-wise, this will help you. The whole first chapter is literally just talking about the anatomy's language. So you got to learn all the words. Oh, cranium. That's so funny. We've been drawing skull this whole time, but I never really thought of it as called the cranium. Ooh, and that's from behind. We haven't drawn it from behind yet. Interesting. Ooh, that really vibrated my nose and made me itchy. Gummosis joints. That's interesting. The teeth sockets. I've been calling them little V's. Gummosis. So I just like flipping through this book, as you can tell. This whole thing, all my trapezius has been like killing me lately. Do 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 do. Okay, here we are. So we keep drawing this skull and we keep drawing this skull. I think I want to do both of those, but then add in the 3/4 view, and then that'll kind of like almost solidify our ability to draw skulls. So I think I'm going to try to put them both on, or maybe even all of them on the same page today. Boop boo doo 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 doo. I just grabbed this one. It is Kingfisher Blue. That's a cool name. I like that. Kingfisher Blue. Oh no. Um, I thought I broke it, but I didn't. How the frick do you open? Okay. So this is like the best sharpener ever, Faber-Castell. It is literally making these crappy Amazon Basics like really fine points. So maybe they're good Crayola crayons though. Just gonna jump right in. We've been doing this a bunch of times, so I keep dropping stuff. Whoopsies. I kind of wanted to take up like half the page, so I'm just going to divide up my shits, and I always start with like, this rainbow arch. I don't know why I started with the sideways one. I usually start, well, not usually, but I would like to start with the front on. Do 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 do. I'm getting better at just like drawing everything where it's supposed to be the first time. Um, because it's like kind of annoying to take I mean, it's important to take your time, but our goal is to get really good at like getting kind of sketchy. Like, oh shit, look what I just did. Not shit, but uh, make sure you're always measuring shit. 'Cause my orbital eye socket went way past the zygomatic bone. It's really only supposed to go like this. Um, I'm used to drawing the size that I usually do, which is like way bigger. Okay, so the zygomatic bone and what am I trying to say? So the zygomatic bone and the mandible kind of match up. This part always freaks me out a little bit. I'm like, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. And that's where the little nosy thing comes out. I made it come out way too far again, but that's okay. Upper dental arch, lower dental arch, mental protuberance. Alright, I mean, not my best work, but also not my worst work. Also, I'm used to drawing it like exactly sized. But this time I was trying to shrink it a little bit. Honey, I shrink my skull. Ha 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 ha. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is a very old movie, but I'm a millennial, so I'm really getting up there. Um, I'm looking at my drawing, but I'm also looking at the drawing on camera because they totally look different. So if you're ever trying to make a drawing video, just remember that it's not going to look the same. You have to really make darker lines and stuff. So you've got to be confident with your lines. I still don't know the name of this joint. It's something crazy. I'll look it up in a second, but I'm not going to do that right now. Do 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 do. This little circle is the external auditory meatus. And I keep making the skull come out further and further. I usually mess up that spot. There's usually never enough space, but I actually kind of like how I handled it this time. Ba ba da 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 do 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 boo 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 boo. You guys like my singing? So let's see. Draw a little bit of negative space just to get the teeth started. And then I know that there's like 1, 2, 3 that goes like almost halfway. And then another 1, 2, 3. Those go about halfway. And those are like little rectangular ones. Oh goodness, I'm having them go straight down when they should be going this way. Goodness gracious. It's getting a little too confident. Oh no. What did we name those things again? We just learned the name of those sockets. So I gave him like an enormous chin. Do 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 do. Yeah, I totally fucked up on his teeth. I like somehow made them too high and too low at the same time. So, I mean, you can't always do everything perfect over butter. Uh-oh, someone's buzzing me. But I ain't gonna answer. The last thing that I do is put in these little squigglies that I still don't know the name of. But they help me separate the bones. Okay, this whole thing should be in shadow. This whole thing should be in shadow, like completely. Boop 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 boo doo 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 doo. It's a skull. I mean, it's not perfecto, but the point is that we're drawing it like every day. Just like if you want to get good at like get really nice, big, strong arm muscles, you would want to do push-ups every day. And it's not like you do one push-up and then the next time you do like a double push-up or anything. Like you just do the same push-up. So even though I'm drawing the same skull every time, I'm kind of getting better. However, whatever sense that made. You can give dimension to each of the teeth, but I just like never want to do that. Okay, what else is there to say about this picture? I still didn't finish the squigglies. We'll do a little talking about... No, maybe we'll wait until after we draw more skulls, where we'll talk later. Okay, I'm pretty much done with this one. Do 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 do. Yeah. There isn't really anything else to do, is there? Oh. I missed squiggles in the zygomatic bone and the zygomatic process. La 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 la. Do 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 do. So what brought you to this channel? What do you like about drawing? Do you have a favorite artist? Are you your favorite artist? Am I your favorite artist? Are you old? Are you young? Are you old but young at heart? Okay, that's enough of that. Now we're going to draw it front on. Yay! So once we're at the point where we can draw skulls like in our sleep, then we'll be able to start putting the muscles on top of the bones, and it's going to be like so easy. So I'm kind of excited for that. What color should we make it? How about, I guess maybe this purpley color. It just says purple. I'm going to draw the skull over here, I guess. So I'm starting out with like an oval. My God. Sorry, but color pencils are good for scratching your ears. Okay, so I'm starting out with like another rainbow arch. And I'm making it like way too dark already, but whatever. Immediately there's the frontal bone, the superciliary arch, and the superior temporal lines. So the way that that works is the heck? What the heck? It's not round enough. I made a lumpy skull man. Okay. So, this is the superior temporal line, and from like here to here is where the eye sockets are. So I'm just gonna very gently kind of mist them in because I don't really know what I'm doing yet. I hope y'all can hear me. So this is the glabella, which is like the brow of the nose almost. We've got let's just kind of freeball it. I'm kidding. Don't freak out. So I'm just putting in a couple things that I see. Trying not to talk too much just for a second. Okay. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Let's take a little journey together, everybody, and start to darken in some of the construction lines that I made. So this is the zygomatic bone. And this is the orbital, which is the eye socket. Let's shade that in a little bit. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. The orbital kind of just follows around the zygomatic bone. It's almost easier to draw everything around. Oh goodness, I did it again. I made one side way too low. It only comes down to like here. This whole thing is shadowy. Yeah, the point is for us to be as precise as we can, but also like start picking up the pace, because when I'm doing portraits of people, I want to be like done with the portrait in like 10 minutes max. I don't want to be sitting there all day drawing people. That sounds like maybe when I'm older and I'm like really need to slow down, but I'm like young, so I need to speed everything up like to the nth degree. Sorry, I'm off camera. So this is the nasal cavity, is what I've learned, and there's this little dividing bone in the middle called the vomer bone. Do 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 do. It's like a little shadow going around there. It's so weird because you can be drawing for just like however long and not really paying attention, and then all of a sudden you'll be like at the end of the drawing and you're like, "Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't really focusing on it all that much." It's kind of like when you're driving a car, if you can drive. Sorry, if you can't drive. And you're like just enjoying driving, and then you realize that it's been like 30 minutes and you're like, "Oh my God, like how did I get home?" I haven't been paying attention for like 30 minutes. So it's kind of like that where you just drift out. That really means that you're in the right frame of mind though. That's really what we're going for. It happens like with sports. Okay, so this like really needs to come out. Yeah, when people are like playing sports, maybe if you're like swimming, you felt it, or if you're running. Um, I've noticed I have a little trouble keeping my bones in line, so I'm gonna really focus on that today. This all needs to be dark, like way darker. Can't really move on. I don't feel comfortable yet with all of this. Um, I was like really trying to not go crazy with the zygomatic bone, and I did anyway. Once again, I'm just trying to draw a skull. Like, yes, it's important to draw it as accurate as I can, but if I'm training for a marathon, oh goodness, I have to be careful with this one. If I'm training for a marathon, I'm like going for miles. And it's important to be doing those miles every day. Do 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 do. Just in the same way that I'm drawing my anatomy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goodness gracious. Oh goodness, I did it again. I'll get better at doing that part. But for the time being, it's not the worst job I've ever done. And then there's this little mental protuberance and mental tubercles. Went through painstaking lengths to learn those names. Okay, so we're like closing up the gap or finishing up the drawing, whatever you want to say. I don't know. We're getting there. I'm almost done. 38 minutes. Oh my goodness. Then we've got these little squigglies. Oh, I didn't do like any of the shadowing on like the whole side. Do 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 do. Yeah, I definitely got better at shading that spot. There's little squiggles over here. Do 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 do. It took me like the longest time to realize that these little marks inside the eye sockets are like totally symmetrical. For the longest time I just thought it was random. What else do we want to do for this drawing? Da 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 da. Ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da da da. Are there any lines that I need to clear up? Oh goodness, this whole thing needs to be in shadow as well. Sometimes you just look up and you're like, how did I miss like that whole thing? But yeah, once again, I don't want to be here all night on just the skulls. We want to do other stuff. Squiggles, the squiggles and the squiggles. There's little squiggles back here. Okay. I mean, that's a skull. I think really quickly I'm going to draw the 3/4 skull. And then maybe tomorrow we'll be able to draw all of them in like 5 minutes. So for this one, I'm going to go back to red for some reason. I'm not really sure why. And we haven't drawn the 3/4 skull on camera, I don't think. So I'm going to draw it really small. Do 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 boo boo boo. Boo 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 boo. After you've been drawing for a while, you can just like, I don't know how to explain it. You just like know how to put all the lines in the right spot. It's like you're another person. Yeah, what if someone told you one day that you're actually made up of like more than one, I don't know, personality? Like what is it when you're perceiving things completely different? So this comes out a little bit, then it comes in and then out again. This skull looks like a little angrier. Okay, so underneath this is zygomatic process. Alright, maybe I was going a little too fast. I see it kind of have like cheekbone kind of thing. Okay, so glabella. Do 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 do. Yeah, if the first two came out good and this one came out bad, like I would be totally fine because we haven't really practiced this one yet. Wah, 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 wah. It's still, I mean, oh goodness. See, yeah. The nose is supposed to be like here. Maybe I can save it. I do 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 do. Oh yeah, goodness. This is supposed to be totally different. Oh well. If I draw it bad today, then maybe I can draw it good tomorrow. I mean, not to be like happy that I'm drawing bad or anything, but I am happy that I'm drawing. So don't forget to like and subscribe, drop a comment about how you feel about my work, about how you feel your work. What do you like about drawing? What do you not like about drawing? How did you get started? Um, if you started and stopped, like what brought you back? That's not the worst skull I've ever seen, considering I'm like flying through it once again. You're supposed to take your time when you're drawing. Um, but I don't know, when you feel it, you feel it. Also, this is the third skull, so I'm getting kind of bored. Oh boop. Boo doo 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 doo. I keep having to sharpen. Also, this doesn't come out far enough, I just noticed. Yep, yep, yep. I think I definitely just brought it out too far. Brought the teeth out to compensate. Sharpening my pencil once again. Look how big my hair is today. Usually I tie it back because it's so hot. Okay, so I haven't done the teeth here, so let's see. Womp, 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 womp. There's these shadows. Putting in the shadows. Nope, don't avoid the teeth, Jason. Just go for it. Hold on a second. This all has to be like pitch black. That's better. Yeah, I totally screwed up the zygomatic bone. We'll make it green because it's pink in the book. It's like my favorite thing to say, and it's probably it's like one of the first things that we learned. Oh, that's what's going on. Oh well, I made um the jaw too big, but whatever. So we've got two front teeth, and then little ones here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Drawing in my little negative space back here to help me out. I was just kind of estimating. Ta-da! Like you can barely even see it anyway. Oh, I forgot I messed up on the nose. That's what's going on. Fuck. I'm like, why is the measurements off? So I messed up on the nose, the nasal cavity, which basically made me shift everything down a little bit more than I wanted to. Oh well, we'll remember that next time. There's no such thing as a mistake. It's just a little opportunity to learn. Plus, sometimes you learn more when you make a mistake. So, how funny is that? I just want to clean up some of the lines so you can at least basically see what happened here. Oops, I didn't want to do that either. Damn it. Okay. So this is our drawings for today. Let's see. Frontal bone, orbital, zygomatic bone, zygomatic process with the zygomatic arch, external auditory meatus. Oh, we totally learned that and I forgot what it was called. So we'll come back to that. The jawbone is the mandible with the angle of the mandible, the remus. I can't remember what that is. Upper and lower dental arch. The upper jawbone is the maxilla. Nasal cavity, the nasal bone. The nason is the root of the nose. Glabella, superciliary arch, temporal bone. I mean, superior temporal line. Frontal bone, parietal bone, temporal bone, occipital bone, external occipital protuberance. This is all just the skull, everybody. Oh my goodness. There's also the vomer bone. Um, what else? I can't believe I can't remember the name of this or this. This is the mastoid process, I think. I'll check in a second. Um, one thing is the sphenoid bone, and then another thing is ethmoid bone. One is in behind the eye, and one is like right here. So let's check it out. Did I forget anything else? We've said everything, everything, everything. Cool. I said all of those little words. Now let's check on this one. This is temporal fossa, but I don't like that because it's the bone is there. Nason, nasal bone. Mental. Mandible, body of mandible angle, ramus, mastoid process. We did get that. External occipital protuberance. We got that too. So the only thing, we even got the external auditory meatus. So the only thing that we don't know on this one is this joint, which is the temporomandibular joint. Temporomandibular joint. So I've got to remember that. I'm going to write it down because that's like the only thing that we don't know. So temporomandibular joint, or TMJ. And that's the little joint right here that I can't believe I still... Wow, I'm learning so much so fast, y'all, making these videos. So we know everything here. Frontal bone, superior temporal line, superior ciliary arch, glabella nason. Wow, we've actually done really well with our learning so far, guys. Oh goodness. So that's another one that we need to know. The lacrimal bone. Lacrimal bone is right behind your eye. So maybe I'm gonna think of like lactate, like someone's um, boob milk is squirting into someone's eye, and you're like, ah, my lacrimal bone. You got your lactate in my lacrimal bone. That's my mnemonic for learning that one. Inferior nasal conchella. That's a bone behind in the nose next to the vomer bone. So inferior nasal concha, concha, not conchella, concha. And ethmoid bone. That's it. Oh, and sphenoid bone. Oh my goodness. Ethmoid bone and sphenoid bone. So, even though we just learned like 100 different terms, there's still more. Oh goodness, and then even more on the mandible. Coronoid process, condylar process. We know the ramus, we know the angle, we know the body, and we know the mental tubercle and the mental protuberance. Oh, hey, wow. Inferior dental arch is the lower one, not lower dental arch. So coronoid process and condylar process are the only two things left. Should I write it down? Yeah, why not? Why not? Coronoid process, condylar process. Maybe that'll help me learn. I usually do a little bit of a color in the background, so I'm just gonna do some yellow in the middle of the paper. A boo boo boop boo boop boo boop Boo woo boop boo boop 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 boo 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 boop 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 boo. Ta-da! So that's our anatomy practice for today. We did a profile view, a front-on view, and a three-quarters view of the skull. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? We did. Oh goodness, look, I didn't even do the other half. Boop, I thought I got everything. I didn't divide up my maxilla, everybody. Oh, and I didn't even, oh goodness. I didn't divide up my skull here either. So there's little squiggles going down and little squiggles here. Do, 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 do. I didn't divide up my bones, everybody. You gotta divide up your bones. Oh, and I said I was gonna make that green. Just because it's colored in the photo, so I'm like, I kind of want to color it in on mine as well. And what's that, class? That's right, the zygomatic bone. And this is the zygomatic arch and the zygomatic processes, so the whole thing. Okay. Rip. Just kidding, I'm not going to rip it up. So, I guess we're going to practice. That's just what we're going to do every single day. It's like like walking a labyrinth or something. I don't know. I just want to get a little further every day. So we did this every day, this and this. And we're getting it relatively accurate and relatively quick. So I'm just hoping that if we keep this up, that it'll continue like so. So 4, 9, 20, 21, and JSJ with my little butterfly. Always name and date your work, everybody. Always. So maybe before I move on, this was what we did yesterday. This is what we did today. Honestly, like, they're pretty close. I did this space better today. I think I did this one pretty well. Like, maybe not that spot, but I think I did this pretty well, considering I was, like, flying through it. And then we did that one yesterday and this one today. I've noticed on the right side of the jaw, it's like I work my way down, and by the time I get to that point, it's a little bit off. So on both of them, I need to fix that. But this skull is a little wider, and this one's longer. So maybe next time I'll make it longer. The teeth went in smooth. Yeah, I mean, they're basically the same. I'm looking at the both, and I'm not really seeing all that much difference. Other than this one, probably just I spent more time on. And I can't compare this to anything because I didn't do it yet. But going even further back, oh, I didn't do the neck yet. So now that I can do all 3 angles of the skull, I'm going to start adding in the 7 cervical vertebra of the neck in the different angles. What else? Is that it? Yeah, so you can see I've been doing this over and over and over. That's it. So this is page 12 now. We are an hour into the class, and I really want to have an hour-long class, but for some reason it's always been going overboard because I'm just really into trying to draw the skulls really accurately because I'm hoping that'll help me out with the next part. Drink water, it's good for your health. Now it's time. Everything we did up until now was for our portraiture and our figure drawing. So without further ado, I'm going to disrobe I have to be careful when I finger comb because I sometimes pull my hairs when I catch a knot and I'm going too fast. I'll pull my hair out, and I hate doing that. But anyways, I've been exercising so that I can be more attractive. But when you guys draw more anatomy, you'll learn that it's eventually doesn't matter. Like any body can be just as attractive. Do 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 do. I'm almost out of lead in this lead pencil. Okay, there we go. So I always like to start out with a couple gesture drawings. I'm gonna do like, a couple, and then I'll do a bigger. We'll see. We'll see what happens because I'm usually pretty bored by now. I don't want the light on the screen. I just want my face on the screen. La 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 la. That's good enough. So I'm going to start out with a rainbow like I usually do. Now I'm going to bring it down and around to make like an egg shape. I'm dividing it in half because that's basically where my eyes are going to be. Now I'm going to put in the anatomy. So this is the frontal bone, superciliary arch, superior temporal line on the left and the right, superior temporal line goes this way. Oh, so this is kind of like the three-quarter skull that we just drew like 5 seconds ago. That is a familiar feeling while I'm drawing my own three-quarter skull. That's really interesting. So it comes back down this way. I guess I'm like doing a little bit more of a gesture drawing. Ba 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 ba. I don't know why I just scribbled across my drawing for like no reason. Do 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 do. I'm struggling between drawing the anatomy and drawing like what I'm seeing. So I'm just gonna keep going. I've got chest comes out, the shoulders up by my nose and comes into my arm. I've got big ass hair coming out this way. Okay, and I'm gonna try a little harder to put in some more details and defining features. I always start with this eye, which may not be a good thing to do. Ugh, I feel like I want to give up, Yos. I feel like I want to give up, but I'm not going to give up just yet. I've been putting so much energy into drawing my anatomy that by the time I get to the figure drawing, I'm like kind of burnt out. And I'm also starting to get the feeling of like, oh man, like I've got to post, I've got to do my work today, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, am I gonna have to do this every day for the rest of my life? But again, don't overthink it. Goodness, like I'm supposed to enjoy this, so. A do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. It's so funny because drawing like never looks like you when you start. You've got to be working on it for a while, so can be really hard on yourself, and then if you draw for a little bit longer, it all like starts to come out, and you're like, oh, I was being an ass to myself for like no reason. Especially when I go back and I look at my drawings from like other days that I know I didn't like them, and I look back on them and I'm like, well, I mean, it's hard to not like them because it helped me get to where I am now. So I'm constantly looking back at my old drawings. Do, and it doesn't bother me if they're bad, but a lot of the time they're better than I thought they were. I guess that's what I was saying. So you can totally like not see that at all because it's just a really light gesture drawing. I'm gonna do a bigger one now. That's like a pretty good. I think I feel like I got the hair better in that one than I usually do. So I just want to be done with this video. I'm jumping in to a full-on portrait now. I think that's the Smurfs. I'm like always humming the Smurfs. So we've got frontal bone, superior temporal line. My God, my neck is killing me, everybody. Send me some healing magical vibes. A do 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 do. I feel like all of the will to draw just like left my body. And it's just saying like, Jason, give up. But I'm not going to just yet. Even if you don't get it like perfect, if you get it close, that's still, it's like counts. I don't know why drawing is the only skill that people are like, oh man, if it's off by a little bit, it's total shit. Like, I mean, what's a skill where close? I mean, horseshoes close counts, doesn't it? What else? My nose needs to be bigger. And here comes the mustache. And does my chin like look that dumb? Because I feel like I'm drawing it right, but it always just comes out looking so dumb. I'm making like duck face or something. I don't even know. So I want to get good at drawing like in a way that sketches everything out but also has like highlights and finishing touches. And I feel like once I can get all of that in like really quickly, then I don't need to draw a whole drawing. Which is what I definitely don't want to do. I want to get away with drawing as little as possible. But with it but like looking totally badass and awesome and beautiful. The This whole thing needs to be a little different. And my hair goes up like that. Got my little hearing device. Do 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 boo boo boo, which comes like here. Let's define the edges a little better, because I feel like it's gonna be necessary. I can kind of see a picture starting to form for this one, but I don't think that the foundation is strong enough for me to be like really happy with it. I feel like I need either like a professional instructor or watch some videos on YouTube being like, and this is how you draw hair, because I don't feel like the way I'm drawing it is working. It's like, am I gonna get any better ever if I'm just drawing the same crap over and over? Ba 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 ba. I don't know. I feel like that's the big question. Like, if I keep drawing, will I eventually get better, or do I need like real instruction? Because I want to do fine arts, not just bumfuck nothing, whatever. I come from some pretty serious art school background, so I want to represent. Alright, pretty much calling it quits. Like I said, you can basically start to see hints of a drawing. But it's been so long. I'm so tired of drawing right now. And I'm just going to do it again tomorrow. So I actually feel like I got my hair better than I usually do. Because I shaded in the color and I got a couple of the direction of the hairs. Let's see what else. Oh goodness, this is not. What? I just messed up the nose. This is a 2B and this is an HB. So make sure you're at least using the right kind of pencil that you want. My lead is falling out. Yeah, I feel like if I keep going, I can probably get something better out of this drawing, but I would rather get a good rest and start again fresh tomorrow. Boot, see, because now I'm just like scribbling shit and making it worse. I'm gonna get maybe like my collarbone a little bit. Boop, boo, boo, boop, boo. Boop, boo, boop, boop, boo, boop, 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 boo. Yeah. I can see where I want to go with the drawing, so that's important. Ooh, I liked where that was going. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do. I almost used the wrong pencil again. Do boo 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 boo. Eventually I'll probably start using music, but for the time being. Oh my god, it's getting worse and worse. I'm putting the pencil down. I like this. I like this. I feel like I'm starting to get the at least adding on the back, because I for the longest time would only draw this much and ignore this all. So that's what and yeah, you can see it here too. I'm actually putting in the body of the hair. And that's something that I've noticed with my anatomy is like, especially things that are detailed like the teeth and stuff, where first I won't put it in at all. I'll do like a gesture, I'll scribble. And then you can, I mean, all of these are pretty good, so I guess I would have to use this sketchbook. Like going further into my, oh my god, I've literally drawn this skull like so many times. They came out pretty good. Yeah, like you can see, I'm not focusing on going that far back. Um, this one is actually not that bad. I wonder how long it took. See, this is what I mean. Like, I definitely didn't like this while I was drawing it at the time, but now that I'm going back, I like it. But you can see the hair, even though maybe I like the face and the nose better here. I like the hair better here because there's just so much more body. I didn't put in like my shoulders. There's no shadow underneath my head. So that's the same thing with a lot of these. Yeah, that's just like you can see with all of my older drawings. I'm not even trying to put it in. Well, I am. I'm putting like a mark, but I'm not trying to define anything back there because my focus is all right up front here. And again, like no neck, no shoulders, like barely. I am, but barely. The markers. This one's just a mess. So yeah, I like to go through my older drawings. Oh hey, there's that one. This is a mess. Wow. Yeah, look at that. That's a mess. Oh, and here you can see with the teeth. Well maybe you can't see, but this is exactly what I was talking about where at first I won't even pretend that I'm putting it in the right way. I just did arches with lines in between, so I didn't count any teeth. I didn't even pretend that I was going to put them in the right way. Over here, I actually like put in the effort to define the teeth better. So, even though these two drawings look like almost exactly the same, I would say this one is much better because I don't know, I like actually worked to get it right more. And the only reason I could do that was because I did it's like a progression. First you do like a gesture, then you put like you can block it in more and then you start putting in the details. So um I feel like now that I'm starting to get the right location and I'm getting better at just like casually drawing, eventually I'll be able to fill in the details that I'm not filling in right now, like eyelashes and eyebrows and you know just all of the right stuff. I feel like those finishing touches are so important. So again, I just want to be able to scribble, 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 get a gesture, and then like whip, whop, whoop, do a couple finishing touches and finish my drawing in like 10 minutes because again, no one has time to sit around and wait for me to draw them. So 4, 9, 20, 21, JSJ with my little butterfly signature. And even though I'm like not so proud of, well, I do. I like the way I was flowing with my hair. So I'm probably going to like these drawings like even more like a week from now because I will be able to do this but better. And I just like looking back at my drawings and being like, "Oh, well, Well, I mean, yeah, that's the last bit of analysis is compare the ones I did today to the old ones. Yeah, that's like a cartoon garbage one. Honestly, today's came out way better than yesterday's because on all three of them, like I know I tied my hair back, but you can see like with the beard I totally fucked up, and I focused all just in the face, and I didn't do any of the back of the head. This one was like a, I don't know, like a 20-second scribble. Even the gesture is coming out better. So yeah, that's just that day. Looking back at our anatomy again. Here I did put in some body. And I did try to do the hair, but I'm just better at the hair today. This one I felt so bad that I scribbled that out, and I used to do that a lot, and I never do that anymore. But I must have just gotten really frustrated. But I don't really like to scribble my stuff out. So last one is right here. Again, all front of the face, nothing in the back. And it looks like I was doing like a gesture, a face, and then a cartoon. I did that like 2 or 3 days in a row. Because I just get so tired of drawing. So again, like yeah, a lot of them have hints and wisps of really good drawings underneath. I just want to put them all together. I want to draw this tomorrow. So that's our goal for tomorrow is to draw our 3 angles of the skulls. Maybe I'll even draw one from behind. That would be a fun little exercise. And then I'm going to draw in the 7 cervical vertebrae of the neck, and we'll move on to the final drawing. So do you want to say anything before we go? Yeah, thanks for drawing me. I'm glad that you did the work. Yeah, you're getting better every single day. So, thanks guys. That was really nice. Your drawings are alive, everybody. So, and this is page 13 in our book. And yeah, I'm not trying to make a book. I just want to practice teaching. But in the meantime, like I keep saying, I originally wanted to get really good at drawing my own self portrait. That'll help me draw other people. And, oh goodness, out of all the things to finish. Boop, boo doo doo doo. I'll talk while you guys look at this. Yeah, we really want to just be able to draw the entire skeleton with our eyes closed because after that we'll be able to draw all the muscles, and then after that we'll be able to draw, everything on top. What else is there to say? I'm really excited because it'll probably be like a year from now that we finish all of that stuff, but we've been practicing every day. Temporomandibular joint. I want to learn that for next time. Temporomandibular joint. I may not know all of the new words today, but there's like 100 things. So, yeah, I forgot to tell you guys that you can skip ahead, so it's too late now. Yeah, I'm going to post this video and then go to bed and wake up, and I'm going to do my best to make the next video like as early as possible and start making it a habit of drawing like first thing in the morning. Like maybe before my dog even wakes up because she's a little heavy sleeper. Yep, I'm gonna continue working out. I'm like bodybuilding, because I'm so skinny. I'm so skinny. Ha 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 ha. Okay, love you guys. Let's build a community and show me your work. And if you can teach me something, I would love that as well. So yeah, bye bye bye. See you guys tomorrow. Like and subscribe and let me know a little about yourself. I want to know you. Don't you know me? We know each other. We'll have fun. Okay, that's it. Bye.